if, by the virtue of charity or the circumstance of desperation, you ever chance to spend a little time around a substance recovery halfway facility, like Enfield, Massachusetts' state-funded Ennet House, you will acquire many exotic new facts. That over 60% of all persons arrested for drug and alcohol-related offenses report being sexually abused as children, with 2/3 of the remaining 40% reporting that they cannot remember their childhoods in sufficient detail to report one way or the other on abuse. That a little-mentioned paradox of substance addiction is that once you are sufficiently enslaved by a substance to need to quit the substance in order to save your life, the enslaving substance has become so deeply important to you that you will all but lose your mind when it is taken away from you, or that sometime after your substance of choice has just been taken away from you in order to save your life, as you hunker down for required AM and PM prayers, you will find yourself beginning to pray, to be allowed literally to lose your mind, to be able to wrap your mind in an old newspaper or something, and leave it in an alley to shift for itself without you. That certain persons simply will not like you no matter what you do. Then, that most non-addicted adult civilians have already absorbed and accepted this fact, often rather early on, that no matter how smart you thought you were, you are actually way less smart than that. That AA and MA and CA's God does not apparently require that you believe in him, her, it, before he, she, so will help you. That sharing means talking, and taking somebody's inventory means criticizing that person, plus many additional pieces of recovery speak. That over 50% of persons with a substance addiction suffer from some other recognized form of psychiatric disorder too. That sleeping can be a form of emotional escape and can, with sustained effort, be abused. That purposeful sleep deprivation can also be an abusable escape. That gambling can be an abusable escape too, and work, shopping and shoplifting, and sex, and abstention, and masturbation, and food, and exercise, and meditation, church, and prayer, and sitting so close to Ennet House's old DECTP cartridge reader that the screen fills your whole vision, and the screen's static charge tickles your nose like a linty mitten. That you do not have to like a person in order to learn from him or her or it. That loneliness is not a function of solitude. That it is possible to get so angry you really do see everything red. That some people really do steal. Will steal things that are yours. That a lot of US adults truly cannot read. Not even a ROM hypertext phonics thing, with help functions for every word. That cliquey alliance and exclusion and gossip can be forms of escape. That logical validity is not a guarantee of truth. That evil people never believe they are evil, but rather that everyone else is evil. That it is possible to learn valuable things from a stupid person. That it takes effort to pay attention to any one stimulus for more than a few seconds. That you can all of a sudden, out of nowhere, want to get high with your substance so bad that you think you will surely die if you don't, and but can just sit there, with your hands writhing in your lap and face wet with craving. You want to get high, but instead, just sit there, wanting to, but not, if that makes sense. And if you can gut it out, and not hit the substance during the craving will eventually pass. It will go away, at least for a while. That it is statistically easier for low IQ people to kick an addiction than it is for high IQ people. That boring activities become, perversely, less boring if you concentrate intently on them. And sometimes human beings have to just sit in one place and, hurt. That you will become way less concerned with what other people think of you when you realize how seldom they do. That there is such a thing as raw, unalloyed, agendaless kindness. That it is possible to fall asleep during an anxiety attack. That concentrating intently on anything is very hard work. That addiction is either a disease or a mental illness or a spiritual condition, as in poor of spirit, or an OCD-like disorder, or an affective or character disorder, and that over 75% of the veteran Boston AAs who want to convince you that it is a disease will make you sit down and watch them write disease on a piece of paper, and then divide and hyphenate the word so that it becomes dis-ease. Then will stare at you as if expecting you to undergo some kind of blinding epiphanic realization, when really, changing disease to dis-ease reduces a definition, an explanation down to a simple description of a feeling, and rather a whiny, insipid one at that. That most substance-addicted people are also addicted to thinking, meaning they have a compulsive and unhealthy relationship with their own thinking. That the cute Boston AA term for addictive type thinking is analysis paralysis. That it is simply more pleasant to be happy than to be pissed off. That 99% of compulsive thinkers' thinking is about themselves. That 99% of this self-directed thinking consists of imagining and then getting ready for things that are going to happen to them. And then, weirdly, that if they stop to think about it, that 100% of the things they spend 99% of their time and energy imagining and trying to prepare for all the contingencies and consequences of are never good. Then that this connects interestingly with the early sobriety urge to pray for the literal loss of one's mind. In short, that 99% of the head's thinking activity consists of trying to scare the ever-living shit out of itself. That no one who has been to prison is ever the same again. That a clean room feels better to be in than a dirty room. That the people to be most frightened of are the people who are the most frightened. That it takes great personal courage to let yourself appear weak. That you don't have to hit somebody even if you really, really want to. That no single, individual moment is in and of itself unendurable. That nobody who's ever gotten sufficiently addictively enslaved by a substance to need to quit the substance, and has successfully quit it for a while, and been straight, and but then has for whatever reason gone back, and picked up the substance again, has ever reported being glad that they did it, used the substance again, and gotten re-enslaved. Not ever. That pretty much everybody masturbates. Rather a lot, it turns out. That the cliche, I don't know who I am, unfortunately turns out to be more than a cliche. That other people can often see things about you that you yourself cannot see, even if those people are stupid. That having a lot of money does not immunize people from suffering or fear. That certain sincerely devout and spiritually advanced people believe that the God of their understanding helps them find parking places and gives them advice on mass, lottery numbers. That acceptance is usually more a matter of fatigue than anything else. That, perversely, it is often more fun to want something than to have it. That if you do something nice for somebody in secret, anonymously, without letting the person you did it for know it was you, or anybody else know what it was you did, or in any way or form trying to get credit for it, it's almost its own form anonymous generosity, too, can be abused. That having sex with someone you do not care for feels lonelier than not having sex in the first place, afterward. That it is permissible to want. That everybody is identical in their secret, unspoken belief that way deep down they are different from everyone else. That this isn't necessarily perverse. That there might not be angels, but there are people who might as well be angels. That God, unless you're Charlton Heston, or unhinged, or both, speaks and acts entirely through the vehicle of human beings, if there is a God. That God might regard the issue of whether you believe there's a God or not as fairly low on his or her, or its list of things she or he or it's interested in you. That a person, one with the disease, ease, will do things under the influence of substances that he simply would not ever do sober, and that some consequences of these things cannot ever be erased or amended.